What's up, guys? Steel Frodo here, and we are back. This episode was weird for me, personally, just because there were a lot of details in it that I feel like I should know where they came from, because I kind of remember them, but I don't remember where they came from, and others that I just generally didn't really remember, but apparently should have been something I knew. So yeah, let's get into that. So of course, starting this episode off, we have a bit of fan service with Lucy. She's still got her old house back, because the landlady didn't rent it out to somebody else, apparently, so that was something, and Natsu and Happy break into her house, and fan service ensues with her towel, so that was the beginning. Of course, Natsu says they have a job, and my first thought is, like, what kind of job did they get right off the bat? But the job that they got was fixing up the Fairy Tale Guild Hall with the rest of Fairy Tale, so kind of a job, but kind of also not something that's, like, you know, an adventure. And yeah, so they're rebuilding the guild hall, which is kind of neat. I'm really excited to see the guild hall like finished. That'll be awesome. But I actually had a theory about what I think is going to probably happen, like the way they'll do the guild hall construction. So I'm going to talk about that real quick. My theory is that with the guild hall, they're probably going to build the guild hall, like be building the guild hall, and then go off and do something later in the episode or later in the season that we are going to talk about in a minute. And then when they come back from that adventure that they're going to go on, the guild hall will be finished, and Makarov, who they have to go and rescue, will be all emotional and happy that the guild hall is all assembled again. That's my theory. But yeah, let's talk about some more, obviously, of the episode. So then they're building the guild hall up, and Levy's got to do a bunch of paperwork to become an official guild again. Like, just saying they're a guild isn't really much, but actually building the guild is going to be awesome. And actually, I just realized, as I was talking about that, I think the guild hall is assembled, or like, is constructed again in Dragoncry. Is it? Somebody let me know if it was assembled again in Dragoncry. I don't remember if it was or not. Nope, just checked. They were traveling somewhere else, so we never actually saw them at the guild hall. So, yeah. Anyway, so they're rebuilding the guild hall. That's that, and my theory still stands. But while Levy's doing this paperwork to kind of put them together as a guild again, we have everybody kind of start fighting. We have Elfman and Natsu fighting. We have a bunch of other people joining in on the fight, just like they did when they were a guild beforehand, which was really cool. It's very nostalgic to see all that, and some things just never change in the show, and that's one of them, and that's why I love it. And then, of course, Urza steps in and says, you know, stop, and everybody just listens. And one of the things that Levy had to do in the paperwork was pick a 7th guildmaster, because they're kind of like, oh, it's a temporary thing until Makarov comes back, which I don't know if it will be a temporary thing because of the way that this show goes. Who knows? It might be a temporary thing still, because I can't see them killing off Makarov at all, so we'll see. Especially considering that, like, deaths in this show are like deaths in Marvel, where they will eventually come back, so, yeah, I'm not seeing any sort of, like, you know, in their future. See? Not permanent. Anyway, so when Urza, of course, puts her foot down and says, everybody needs to stop, they, you know, obviously stop, and Levy's just like, well, that makes it easy, and writes her in as the guildmaster, and everybody seems to agree except for Urza. Even Mest, who, this is kind of where I first kind of had a moment of, is this something I should know already, or is this something new? And I don't know if it's something new or not, and that's what's been bugging me. I don't know, because he's been around, and he's been, I think we were introduced to him being Mest in the Tenro Island arc, I think, was when we were introduced to him as Mest, but he was also Darmbolt in the Council, and we learn more about the two things later, but like him as a character, I feel like there have been a lot of introductions of him that I should know more at this point, but I don't, and I feel like I need to go back and watch some episodes, because I'm not caught up, I guess, or there's something that I'm not caught up on that I'm missing, which is why I feel so behind, I guess is the word. Of course, right after that, when he agrees and goes to show Urza something, we have him take her downstairs to the Lumen Histoire, which we knew about the Lumen Histoire, and it's, I'm not sure, because I feel like we knew, I know I'm going to get crap in the comments for not knowing this, because the problem is if I remember things that were spoiled for me, then I'm going to get crap for being spoiled, even though most of the time when I get spoiled on things, it's not my intention. And then I also feel like if it's things that I should already know, I'm going to get yelled at because, well, I should already know them. So, who knows? I guess we'll see. Anyway, Lumen Histoire is Mavis in a crystal, and I feel like I should know that already, because I think the Mavis in a crystal thing was something that we learned in I'm almost certain that's something we learned in Fairy Tail Zero. And then with the like the Luminous Door in general in the basement area, we saw like hints of it with Gildarts. We saw hints of it with other members, I guess, but I guess we've never seen Urza down there. I guess not. Of course, I guess he tells her that because as the 7th Guildmaster, she should be informed of what is something that all Guildmasters know. And, well, Gray, Happy, Lucy, Carla, Wendy, and Natsu all fall down the stairs and join. So much for the secrecy. After that, we learn all about Mest / Dorenbolt's past, and he was essentially on a mission in the council from Makarov to learn about a Western nation who somehow combined all of their guilds in that land to one military force. And that's really all we knew about it, other than the fact that they had tried to capture or start a war or something and take over or capture the Lumen Histoire. And of course they stopped because of all the anti-magic weapons that the council had. I guess once they learned about that, it was implied that they didn't proceed because that was an extremely dangerous thing to try. But with that, we still have a very major kind of gap in plot, because it's kind of, now we don't know where, well, we know where Makarov is, but we don't know why they haven't attacked yet, other than if Makarov has... I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go back. Dorenbolt was obviously a council spy. He manipulated his memories, and at the end of the Tartaros arc, it was revealed that he had the Fairy Tail badge, or emblem, and that he was on a mission in the council. And Makarov disbanded the guild to protect the guild, and then went over to this nation to bargain or I guess negotiate to try to keep Fairy Tail safe. And he hasn't come back in over a year. Now the guild's back together. There is a plan to go and save Makarov. And this is where I love Urza's leadership style, because it's so clever. So when everybody's getting fired up, going, we need to save her, obviously, let's go save her. When we see this happening, she stops and is like, no, as a guild, we are back together. We need to enjoy this moment. As the guildmaster, that is what I feel needs to happen. But as a fellow member of Fairy Tail, we clearly need to save Makarov. And so she says everybody in the room, which is Wendy, Lucy, Natsu, Gray, Carla, Mest, herself, and did I say Happy already? Anyway, everybody in the room is going to go and try to rescue him in a small group. And I guess also Gajiel's Dragon Slayer hearing is plays a factor in here, because he clearly hears it and decides to put together the B team, which is revealed at the end of the episode. So we've got him, Mira, I think Levi, was she there? Juvia. And also, he's saying they need to find Loxus, which I didn't even realize. Like, the guild was back together minus Loxus. So, obviously, Loxus, has never been the most, good character. I'm thinking back to the celebration party that they had, and then he ruined it all by or the whatever parade they were having, and then he surrounded the city with thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. Galileo. But, yeah, clearly he's not there. Maybe he knows something as well as Makarov. Maybe they both know something. I don't know. But, yeah, so he's not there, and they're going to find him. Anyway, so the mission now is to go and save Makarov, which means that the A team, who was the one in the basement, and the B team, who was the one that Gajiel was putting together with an evil-looking face, might I add. Man, he's... Anyway, yeah, those are going to be the two groups that are going to go save Makarov in a set of small teams. And then the episode just kind of ends, which... fine, it's fine. It's clearly building into something, but there are other things. There was the ending preview where they have the Kate Shelter guild mark, which I don't know how I remember little stupid details like that, but yet when it comes to big stuff like, where did I learn about the Lumen Histoire? How did I know that Mavis was in the crystal? How do I remember Mest? Like, all of those things, I can't remember. Granted, I've been watching this show for 9 years, so some details may elude me after a while. whatever. But it's cool. The whole series, I feel like, is going to hopefully wrap up pretty well if it continues like this. Granted, we're only 8 episodes into what might be, you know, over a year's worth of content. So we'll see what happens. Overall, I did enjoy this episode. I always say that. Overall, I liked this episode. That's kind of like my go-to, but it was a good episode. It was still a build-up episode, so it's not like this massive mind-blowing revelation, though I felt kind of bad because I didn't say a whole lot this reaction, like this time around, because there was just so much information to absorb, most of which was because I was trying to listen while also thinking back to things that I feel like I should have already known. So there was that, and it was just kind of weird because I'm like, I know some of this stuff. I should know this stuff better, and I didn't. So yeah, there was that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you guys haven't seen the reaction, head on over there. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you did enjoy the review, leave a like. If you want to, leave a comment yelling at me why I should know these details and why, you know, I should never have forgotten something that may have been revealed 6 years ago to me. So let me know in the comments if you guys feel that way. And otherwise, yeah, like and subscribe because I'm still going to be doing these, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to be there and have a good one.